Hi guys, and welcome to another video. And today I will be comparing the JBL Xtreme 3 versus the W King X10-1. And yeah, I got two pairs of them, so not only one versus one, but two versus two will also come later on in the video. I will begin with a 1 versus 1 on lower volumes, and then maximum volume, or 50% then max, and then I will do the exact same for the pairs. So in about 4 songs I will play, with other words. So let's begin with the Xtreme 3, playing 50%. W King, 50%. Xtreme 3. W King. 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 Oh, and we just finished. So now I will step back a little bit, and then I will test it out at 100% volume, and then I'll give my thoughts on this one-to-one comparison. Hi guys, and welcome to the continuation part of the 1 versus 1 duel. 1 Xtreme versus 1 W King X10-1. Still, the 2v2 will come later on, as I've said before. And let's begin with the Xtreme 3 playing at maximum volume. W King. Xtreme 3. W King. Xtreme 3. W King. Xtreme 3. W King. Yeah, and that was that for the 100% versus 1 versus 1. Okay, my conclusions are at 50% volume outdoors. I think they are, yeah, pretty comparable, I guess. But as I have said before, the W King has no highs, really. There is no definition. And I still think the sound of the Xtreme 3 is rather smoother at 50% volume. At 100% volume, though, I think the W King comes on top. It's louder, it got way more bass, but the highs are still lacking, which means the Xtreme 3 sounds a little bit, maybe a little bit sharper at some songs. This song was actually favoring the Xtreme 3 quite a bit, because I usually know that with other types of genres, rap, rock, and so on, classic music, and a wide other genres, it certainly depends what kind of song you're listening to, because if it's not high focused, or if the highs are not there isn't like extra treble boost in the song, then the W King does struggle quite a bit, while the Xtreme 3 already has those highs from the beginning and does not need a boost or whatever you want to say. But I know for sure that the W King in general is louder and has way more bass. I also think like this environment isn't the best. Maybe if we were on like harder ground like asphalt or rock or anything like that, maybe even grass, then the W King would perform a little bit better, because I think the sand here absorbs some bass. I don't know, but probably. Yeah, that was it. Now I will step a little bit closer, and then we will begin with the 2 versus 2 duel. Okay, I'm back now, and I will start with the 2 versus 2 now. And the Xtreme 3 will begin at 50%, and yeah, it's 2 versus 2, 50% volume now. And I will be playing a song I think might favor the W Kings a little bit more. So let's find out. Let's see. And the Xtremes will now begin. W Kings. Oops, that was 100%. Xtremes. Okay, it takes some time. Now there are two. W Kings. Xtreme 3s. W King. Xtreme 3. Okay, so that was it, and as you could hopefully hear, the Teufel or the W Kings did perform better with this song. Hopefully you could hear that. And I'll give my thoughts later on. But now for the 100% test at further distance. So I'll be right back once more. Okay, now I'm back, and the Xtreme 3 or the Xtremes will be playing now at 100% volume. Just gonna choose a song. I actually forgot to do that. Should we take Humanity once more, just because it's a cool song? Everybody likes that song, right? Maybe, but if I find something else on the way, then I might as well take that. A lot of cool songs, Oh, I think I came past the song. Let's see here, let's see. There we have it. It's beautiful. Yeah, let's take Humanity once more. The Xtreme 3s are starting. W Kings. Xtremes.
It's all about humanity.
W Kings.
It's all about humanity.
Xtremes. W Kings.
It's all about humanity.
Xtremes.
It's all about humanity.
W Kings.
It's all about humanity.
And unfortunately, that's it for this video. I will just do a summary at the end now. So, be right back once more. Okay, so what is actually the summary after this comparison? In 1 versus 1, it was quite similar, and particularly in that particular song, I think they were quite similar. But the highs are missing on the W Kings, but they still retain more bass at maximum volume than the Xtremes does. I think the Xtreme 3 gives the better experience at 50% volume with that nice bass, especially when you're standing quite close to it, as I was. They can feel some kick and pretty nice general sound with, in my opinion, not too sharp highs. But for some people, the highs on the Xtreme 3 are way too harsh. 2 versus 2, I would say that the W King went for a clean sweep. They just had way more bass, even at 50% volume and then 100% volume. It's just the highs that doesn't really fit in, and the Xtreme 3, I guess their loudness keeps up in some way because of that, those sharp highs, while the W Kings does not have those sharp highs. But the W King still came out louder. Especially those two last songs I played, they favored or they weren't favoring speakers, but they were better than the what was it? The second track I played in the 1 versus 1, where the W King and the Xtreme 3, or the Xtreme 3 actually, I think was I thought it was louder than the W King, but the W King had more bass. But now 2 versus 2, the W Kings were louder in general. Just better, I think. More pleasant experience. Of course, not as detailed as the Xtreme 3, but the Xtreme 3, it sounds thin. It doesn't sound fun at all. Not even too good vocals. It's just mainly highs and a little bit, maybe a little deep bass in the background. Not too much though. And while the W Kings, even though they don't sound super good, they sound very pleasant at that volume, especially because they can retain that a large amount of upper bass and some deep bass, and yeah, push the rest of the spectrum upwards as well. So even though you're missing the highs, you still think that they sound pretty well, in my opinion. But of course, not anything special, but at especially the price point. That's my another topic. The W Kings are more than twice as cheap, or for me they are more than twice as cheap as the Xtreme 3, and that might be a deal breaker. You could get 2 W Kings for 1 Xtreme 3. Of course, you don't get that nice 60-watt charger. You only get a USB-C to USB-C cable. I actually got a USB-C to USB-A cable with one of my W Kings. Interesting. And then an audio cable. Audio cable, always nice touch. But other than that, kind of hard justifying the price for the Xtreme 3. Of course, it is nicer. It is nicer. If they were the same price, I think many people would prefer the Xtreme 3. Because it looks better. And especially it has some qualities that the W King does not have. For example, it's fully waterproof and it can float, while the W King is only water or IPX6, while the Xtreme 3 is IPX7 waterproof. They both come with a nice strap. I'm actually using an Xtreme 2 strap for this W King. Just I like to mix and match. That's what they called. And something else, they both charge via USB-C. This one got 13,000 mAh battery, and the Xtreme got 10,000. So bigger battery, but they also have much more wattage, or whatever you want to say. They got 70 watts. I don't know if it's RMS or peak or whatever shit that is. And the Xtreme's got 50. That doesn't tell you much, but they have more power, I think, in general. And there's bigger drivers in the W King as well. It got triple passive radiators. It got 2 on the side and then 1 at the back. The Xtreme 2 only has 2 passive radiators. And they have 2 woofers and 2 tweeters at each side. And other than the extra passive radiator on the W King, the speaker setup is quite similar. They both can charge your phone via USB-A output. But the Xtreme 3 can also charge your phone via USB-C to USB-C. So the charging port on the Xtreme 3 can also charge your device. And they both have aux inputs, which is a nice touch. They both can... The W Kings only pair up to another W King, while the Xtreme 3 can pair up to all the Party Boost devices. Even though they're so fucking expensive, it's laughable. Especially with inflation and whatnot now. Yeah. So of course some qualities, some benefits, blah 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 blah. But in the end of the day, the W King performed better than the Xtreme 3, considering the price and what you get. Also, another thing I'd like to show you guys is that oh, a lot of sand. I need to dust these. Oh no. Don't get fucking sand in the port. Let's shake some off. Oof. Don't get sand in your USB ports, please. No, I didn't, hopefully. You can see that there are lights. Not super clear in the daytime, but at night, that's actually huge. Because when I want to plug in, for example, the Xtreme 3, I need to like look and find a light source so I know where to plug it in. Here you actually have a light source directly in the speaker, so you can see what you want to go for. And you have a micro SD card reader, so you can play from that as well. Also super nice touch. So of course, if you want to go for the premium name brand speaker, then that's probably your best choice. But if you want something that goes quite loud, of course does not have everything, but have some more features than the Xtreme 3, then the W King is for you. If there's any more questions, because I can't drag this on forever, leave them down below and I'll hopefully answer those as well. Hopefully I like this a little bit faster format. I usually just talk a lot in my videos, but in this video I try to keep down the talk to the end of the video, and yeah, hopefully you got something out of this, and thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, or maybe see you guys in the next one. Cheers.